One of the things that I thought was striking about this film is us being able to see how passionately you have been fighting for this for 25 years now. 25 years about something that there is now clear evidence of, and still there are people that insist there's no such thing as climate change.
Yeah.
Do you ever reach a point where you just kind of feel like, okay, I'm tired?
No. I'm so committed to this. It's a privilege to have work that feels as if it justifies every bit of energy you can pour into it. And the stakes are so high, and so many people are now engaged in trying to solve this. I'm very optimistic, but the fact that we're not yet solving this fast enough makes me want to do ever more.
Are you hoping to convince the unconvinced with this film, or do you recognize that there's so much evidence out there now? There's so, I mean, honestly, you turn on the news any day and you can see it. Is this more to invigorate your base and to inspire the people that know what's happening?
Well, this movie is for everyone, and actually it is changing some minds, I'm happy to say. But Mother Nature is pretty persuasive, and every night now on the news is like a nature hike through the book of Revelation, and people are connecting the dots on their own. Unfortunately, a lot of the large carbon polluters are using the playbook from the tobacco companies years ago and spending a lot of money to put out pseudoscience and to try to create false doubts. But people are seeing through that. And this movie leaves people hopeful, but with an increased sense of urgency. And I hope people will go to see it when it opens this Friday. The website is INCONVENIENTSEQUEL.com, and you can get advance tickets there.
A couple of things you talked about, connecting the dots. In one part of the film it says the media isn't very good at connecting the dots, that these things will happen all over the world, and yet there isn't a sort of, here you go people, here's more evidence of it. What would you like to see happening in the media? How do you think that the dots could be better connected for the public?
Well, it may not be as true here in Seattle, but in many parts of this country, when you see these deep droughts and fires and floods and historic downpours that the scientists have been warning us about for years, and that they tell us are directly connected to the climate crisis, often the news will lead with that, and you'll go through a series of catastrophes and never a mention of the fact that it's man-made pollution that is trapping all of this extra heat energy. You know, we trap as much extra heat energy in the Earth's system each day to equal what would be released by 400,000 Hiroshima-class atomic bombs going off every day. The majority of it's, 90% of it is going into the oceans, and that's disrupting the water cycle. And as predicted, what you had 2 years ago here in Washington State with the horrific drought and the fires that were unprecedented, there are 35 fires in the West today, 2 of them in the state of Washington. So if these would be more frequently connected the way the scientists tell us they are, I think that would help, yes.
There's a part in the film where you say something to the effect of despair can lead to paralysis, or despair can make you paralyzed.
Yeah.
I thought the film did a really good job of balancing urgency with hope.
Yeah.
How did you approach the film in that way? Because it's easy, if we had just seen you going to Greenland and to the Philippines throughout the entire film, it's affecting, but it can also be paralyzing.
Yeah, well, there are only 3 questions, really. Do we have to change? Can we change? Will we change? The evidence that we have to change is overwhelming now. But a lot of people are hearing for the first time that the solutions are here now. Electricity from solar and wind has come down so quickly in price. In many areas, it's less than half the price of electricity from fossil fuels, and that's exciting. Batteries are coming down now. Electric vehicles are more affordable. We're seeing all kinds of progress there. But so we can solve this, and that's important because, yeah, despair can be paralyzing, but when you know there's something we can do, that inspires more hope. The remaining question is, will we change in time? And that's what this movie is aimed at, building that momentum to get over that political tipping point.
But it wasn't the ending of a film that you had intended it to be. The current president rewrote the ending to some degree. I know how I felt that day when I was watching his announcement. What went through your mind?
Well, I was really worried that other countries would use Trump's decision to pull out of Paris as an excuse to pull out themselves. But I was relieved and very happy when right away the entire rest of the world redoubled their commitment to the Paris Agreement. And here at home, Governor Inslee and Governor Brown in California and so many governors and a huge number of mayors and business leaders stepped up to say, we're still in the Paris Agreement. And it looks as if the U.S. is going to meet our commitments under the Paris Agreement regardless of Trump.
Right, they created their own, the U.S. Climate Alliance.
Right.
Started here in Washington State. Will there be a third inconvenient film? Is this sort of like The Empire Strikes Back, and that there's going to be a third film? Well,
I'm still waiting for this film to open in Seattle this Friday. And I hope that a decade from now, we'll be able to look back on the preceding 10 years and say, okay, we really crossed the political tipping point. People are on side, we're moving, we're going to solve this, and there's no need for a third installment.
No need for, we did it?
Well, that would be nice, but I'm just focused on launching this movie and hoping that it contributes to the momentum we need to really solve this climate crisis.
What is the one emotion you hope audiences will feel when they walk out of the screenings this weekend?
Hope coupled with urgency and a determination to be a part of the solution. Learn about it, go to the movie. The book is of the same title, is out today as well. 100% of the profits from both go to train more climate activists. Use your voice, speak up, win the conversations on climate. Use your vote, become politically active. Use your choices and send a message to business that we need more climate-friendly alternatives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.